everybody. We're live from Dreamforce 2025.
Oh
Welcome to
yeah,
the Crunch.
exactly. Welcome, guys. And the intro, I guess, is rolling for the keynote.
You just missed the forward looking statement, so for those of you that wanted to read that, sorry, you'll have to
It
find
did.
that on
Yeah,
your own.
exactly. While this is going, should I go grab a tea or something?
Yeah, go
I'll be
for
back,
it.
folks. I'm going to grab a tea. When you want to come on? No, I can't hear it. Can you hear it? Turn my volume up.
Yeah, I've got to do my volume.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
There we go.
there it is.
So, pre show started
Yes.
just about 30, 35
You saw
minutes
Mark make
ago.
a cameo in the pre-show.
Sean Mark make a cameo.
Yeah,
in
he
the
made a
pre-show.
cameo.
They brought MVP. It was
Yeah.
nice to see. And yeah, apart from that, you made the trek in with some
Yeah,
traffic
so
this
I
morning.
drove in, guys, from San Mateo, and traffic was insane.
And I walked from the Marriott. Traffic was insane.
Actually, last night, what you went at the welcome reception last night.
I
That
was,
was
yeah.
at the Harborview restaurant.
Yeah.
By the Embarcadero. It's awesome.
It's a great spot.
Oh my God!
It's a great spot.
So guess what I had for the first time? Peking duck. Last night,
No kidding.
my first time. Yes.
How was it?
It was awesome.
Love it.
It was a revelation.
I love that for
It
you.
was a revelation. Yeah.
I love that for you. All right, let's see.
All right, let's go.
Apologies to anybody who wanted to listen to Matthew McConaughey's views on Salesforce. Good morning, Mark.
He's doing his old televangelist thing. He's gonna start healing people soon.
No. Oh, there's Jim Steele.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Jim.
Look, what number Dreamforce is this for you?
I have no idea.
It's gotta be over 7 for me, I think. Gotta be.
It's more than 10 for me. Yeah. We need to turn up the volume. Folks can't.
Raise it a little bit, yeah.
Folks can't hear Mark.
Oh, they can hear it? Okay. What happened? Ooh.
I didn't do it.
They can't hear? There you go.
We are going to have amazing discussions. We are going to go looking at the future of technology, and we're going to be looking at how
Is it because my mic is on?
And yes, we've raised another $9 million.
We need your mic on.
Yeah, I do need my mic on, exactly.
Reaching $130 million.
Let me turn your mic off, maybe.
No, because then we can.
You just need a speaker, right?
An amazing job, and that amazing job is they have 1,500 sessions for you. 1,500 sessions. We expect you to go to each and every one of them. Okay. We also have Agent Force City this year. You're gonna love Agent Force City.
How's that? Better?
What you can
That's
do there
awesome.
is see all the customers, what they're doing.
That's awesome.
Technology. If you're using Agent Force, raise your hands. Amazing. Okay, so now, this company was built on core values. Trust, customer success, innovation, equality, sustainability. Now, a couple weeks ago, feels like a couple days ago, one of our closest friends, one of my closest personal friends, died. She was here last year. She's been here for the last several years. And she was here to talk to us each and every year about sustainability. And right now, what I want to do is I want to put all of our political situations aside, put all of our divisiveness, and just come together as one Ohana right now. One Ohana, and hear the parting words from one of our closest friends who can be here only this year in this video. Please welcome Jane Goodall.
What is evolution really but innovation in slow motion? Nature has always solved her problems with endless patience.
Oh, so she passed and Diane Keaton, right? A couple days ago, right? Oh my gosh.
Innovation is impatient. The challenges are pressing. Change the only constant. The nimble are rewarded. Those who lose a step perish. Climate threats are accelerating at the blistering pace of technology. We don't have the luxury of millennia. We need innovative thinking here and now. Business must be a platform for change and an essential source of innovation. And business must drive and support the ecopreneurial thinking our planet so desperately needs. Through innovation, education, and mobilization, we will continue to thrive together as a planet, as a species, as people. Caring for this planet that has forever cared for us is simply the next great step in human evolution.
Jane was here every year because she believed, as we all believe, that business can be the greatest platform for change. 26 years ago, we put 1% of our equity, our profit, our time into a 501c3 foundation. It was very easy at the time. We had no equity, profit, or time. But now we've given away almost $1 billion. We run 62,000 nonprofits and NGOs for our service on free, and we've done over 10 million hours of volunteerism. We also have done over $300 million in reskilling, training, $150 million for our local San Francisco and Oakland public schools. How many of you have already adopted a public school in your neighborhood? Raise your hands. Oh, not enough. Not enough. Now's the time, more than ever, I can tell you, especially because of COVID. The kids today, especially the ones who are in middle school, those kids who are in their elementary school during COVID, they didn't get that reading and writing training that all of us had. Now's the time to go back, to mentor, to help, to adopt your local public school. I've done it, and I recommend all of you do it as well. One more thing, not only did we do our 111 model, but 19,000 people experience. I notice when I'm at home, I'm on my phone, I'm working with these large language models. Okay, what am I doing? I'm kind of going, yeah, I'm using this amazing consumer technology. Wasn't so unlike 26 years ago when I was at home, I was working on Amazon, I was working on Google, I was working on eBay. But then when I got to the office, my experience was very different. Is that your experience too? That is, we have amazing consumer technology on our phones, working with these amazing AI models and all this amazing technology. But when we get to the office, when we get to business, are we have that same level of power now? I don't think we do. You see, I really think this is the next revolution. We've gone through cloud, we've gone through mobile, we've gone through social, we've and we are going to explore it in depth at this show over the next 3 days, and it is going to be magic. Now, the agentic revolution, there's no question, it is here, and you're going to see it over and over again. And when you get to the trade show, when you get into Agent
So word on the floor from our floor correspondent,
Yeah.
Ms. Elizabeth Miller, is that it's higher energy than last year.
Liz Miller has spoken
She's saying there's more energy than last year.
through us.
And given that Liz and I were up traveling until about
Yeah.
1 o'clock this morning,
Oh, you guys travel together?
she knows a little about energy. So thanks, Liz, for
Oh
the
my
comment.
goodness.
stand up. Welcome to Dreamforce, Brad. We're so thrilled to have our relationship going with OpenAI. Love Sam. We're just with
Liz just said as well, she thought the putting differences aside and division aside was a nice way to kind of frame things, and I
Yeah,
agree. You know,
absolutely.
we've heard some interesting comments, political comments from Mark kind of evolve over the past couple of months. So kind
Yes.
of putting that out there with the Jane Goodall message about
That's good, yeah.
good for all is,
Absolutely.
is a good way to frame things.
Yeah, I think we got a little too charged in the past few months. Just a bit.
Two is we've got to be able to create new experiences for people to do more. And then three is it's all got to be trust-based, and we've got to get that right.
Very excited. Brad, we are thrilled that you are here. Thank you very much. And you'll be here to talk to everybody here. There's going to be a long line to talk to you at the end of the keynote, all right? Please welcome Brad Lightcap. Fantastic. Very, very exciting that Brad... Oh, Jim Cramer's right here. Jim Cramer, welcome to Dreamforce. Great. Jim Cramer, everybody, right here.
Jim Cramer in the front row.
Okay, so let's talk about this. This agentic divide, you know, we're on one side of it, our consumers are over here, they're using Brad's technology, they're using OpenAI, it's amazing.
The agentic divide.
We're here with our enterprises, and we're enterprise technologists, and we're doing our work, and it's awesome. Okay, but this agentic divide, you know, you don't have your data right, you're not going to get your AI right. Am I right about that? You got to get your data right. You got to get to more integrated
I think that's the one that people forget too. The data piece of it.
priorities
Yeah.
right for this. You have to get the governance right. Do we not all understand those things right now? This agentic AI is a very real divide. Well, I am this right here. Will, great. Welcome back to Dreamforce.
Well, I am here.
This
He's here every year.
Yeah, he's been here almost as many times as I have.
Exactly.
is a bifurcation. Your customers are elevated.
They should do impromptu like rap or something. Like, well,
And we all saw the results of the study, did we?
make him earn his keep here.
Just making our own models or kind of rolling it ourselves or DIYing it, that isn't going to do it, is it? We need to be doing our work at Salesforce for you, and we need to all be on this journey together to get to this better place. That, in our vision, is the agentic enterprise. We're going to this incredible new world. This world, exactly as Matthew said, because the technology does elevate us. There's no question it elevates us as individuals. It elevates us as organizations. But it's where humans and agents drive customer success together. We've already seen, and I'm sure every single person in this room has had the example where they're using the large language model, and it is great, but it is not perfect. And sometimes it takes a hard right turn and goes in the wrong direction. Am I right? And that means we have to be there. We have to be there to make it work, to make the partnership work. That's why humans and agents have to drive customer success together so that we can get the customer loyalty we want, to get the trust that we want, to get the ability
It was funny. Google just announced their Gemini Enterprise. OpenAI announced their enterprise. So everyone's doing the agentic enterprise. A little flavor of.
what we're doing. Have we been perfect in rolling it out? No. Have we been listening to you? Yes. Iterating, evolving, changing, really trying to understand how is this going to happen? And you've seen it. How many of you have been on help.salesforce.com already? Raise your hands. And you can see how it's evolving and changing. Well, since we rolled it
Better
out
be evolving.
only 9 months ago, 1.6 million billion conversations through the agent level, 1.6 million conversations with humans, putting them together, the humans and the agents together, with an omni-channel supervisor that you'll see at
It's
the
interesting because that's one of the areas I think with Agent Push we're really going to see more is there are going to be stuff that agents can't resolve, but they can be gathering all that information from the customer and really
Right.
teeing things up for the agent. So when it gets to the agent,
It's amazing.
it already has all the
You
information.
mean the human
It
agent?
has the summary,
Yeah.
but it's also pulling the different data
Exactly.
that the agent needs to make a
Yeah.
decision about how to help
Absolutely.
the customer, right? So
Absolutely,
the idea
yeah.
of like completely autonomous in the short term is not going to be realistic for
you-
a lot of the more complicated
you need a
use
human in the loop,
cases.
yeah.
But it can make the agent and the customer experience a lot more efficient
Absolutely.
and a lot more
Yeah.
satisfying.
Yeah. Okay. You definitely gonna need a human in the loop.
Yeah.
Contacted us in the last 26 years. We didn't
For one, for explainability and transparency.
call them back. We didn't have enough people.
Just the woman
That's
I was
amazing.
looking for.
It fueled our competitors.
This is
It
Kate
created all
Wesson.
kinds of
She
issues in
is
the industry.
on our PR here.
Okay, now, just this week, our SDR is calling back 50,000 customers a week. That is amazing. And it's deeply integrated with the Sales Cloud, with Agentforce 360 Sales. This is a moment to kind of start to think about what does an agentic enterprise look like? We want to be customer zero. We want to see how we're going to get there. We love Agentforce, and we're investing huge amounts in Agentforce. Huge amounts. But listen to this. We've gone faster with Agentforce than we have gone with any other technology. From 1 a year ago to 2 DX, you were there at Trailhead DX, to 3, and now you're going to see a new Agentforce. One that is built on every app we make, one with voice, one that is predictable and accurate, one that is intelligent and with context. This is key, the context. You don't have your data, you don't have your context. You need that deep data integration. It's something that we have learned. We're going to show
That's just interesting to see how all the vendors have sort of rallied around MCP
critical aspects
and A2A, the open protocols, for that richer context.
now with this new Agentforce 360 platform that we are rolling out at the show. We're going to rebuild each and every one of our products on top of it. And you're about to see demonstrations of that technology. It's gone from Agentforce Sales to Agentforce Service, which you've been using, to our new Agentforce Marketing and that SDR, a new Commerce, Slack, and yes, you'll even see Teams with our new Agentforce ITSM product. We're entering IT service, an Agentforce HR service,
So they're adding all the adjacencies.
a brand new supply chain product. We're about to talk to Michael Dell. He's got 20,000 suppliers on Agentforce supply chain already. Amazing. And we also see Agentforce Field Service. Of course, MuleSoft, that so many of you already are using, has a new agent fabric and a new version of Tableau, all built with the agentic layer. It's kind of funny. I'm starting to see this already appear with our customers. At my house, I also have my office, and then I have a house, an Airstream trailer, it's all crazy, hooked up. I'm sure you have the same thing.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have
course
our,
we
yeah.
do, Mark.
I have an Airstream. Yeah, indeed.
And I bought these products from Eaton. And Eaton lets me connect this Airstream trailer that I bought, and, well, I got it running on my solar panels. But when the rep comes out, the field service rep from Eaton, to work on my Airstream trailer, he doesn't just have that system of record information anymore. He's got an agent running alongside
It's so interesting. I think the supply chain part and the ERP data part is going to be so critical for Salesforce moving forward.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because Oracle, SAP, and even ServiceNow are talking about what's the data beyond CRM that you need to really do this work.
Right,
And I'll
exactly.
tell you, of all of the Agentforce customers that I've talked to that are in production, just a lot. I've only heard from one,
Yeah.
maybe, that's taking data from a, a live transactional ERP system and using it to inform what Agentforce is doing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's where you get customers need more help in figuring out what data they bring in, what that looks like,
Yeah.
how they do it without the latency, all those sorts of things. And
Yeah,
that's going to be really,
absolutely.
really important for them.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think the supply chain stuff is, I'm really interested
Yeah.
to hear more about that.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I think too, people like ServiceNow and those who are more close to more infrastructure stuff, definitely have an advantage. And so I guess Salesforce's advantage is definitely in the sales workflow, sales marketing workflow.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely.
Sector, manufacturing, consumer goods, communications. We've built more than 300 agents that reflect the needs of each and every industry. And then on our core 360 platform, you are going to see amazing voice. You're about to see the demo. You're going to see the ability to choose whatever model you want. We know that you've made your own model, or you might have a model that's important to you or the country that you're in. That you want
Q&A's in here, isn't it?
orchestration, you want agent-to-agent capabilities, and use MCP servers. You want to be able to achieve not just prompt engineering, but context engineering, so that you are able to determine what it is that's really important in delivering that agentic experience, the agentic enterprise. The trust and security that you expect, the governance, the ability to back up and recover your systems, the APIs, the SDKs, the DevOps, and Heroku, all as one integrated Agentforce 360 platform. And this is what we've been working on this year. This is what we're rolling out at the show. This is what you're going to get your hands on. And here's the thing, the question that has been haunting us at night. What if everyone had the power? What if everyone had the power to build agentic enterprises? We've seen some incredible advances in AI this year, and you're about to see one right here. I want to introduce you to Patrick Stokes. He's going to show us an incredible new product.
Like an H4 Studio or something.
All right, so for the past 26 years, our trailblazers have been turning our best ideas into apps and into automations, into dashboards, and most recently, into AI agents. And today is an incredibly exciting day because we are about to give those same trailblazers, 21 million of them, a superpower. Introducing Agentforce Vibes. Now, Agentforce Vibes is the
Vibe coding?
fastest, most fun way to build absolutely anything with Salesforce just from a description, just from writing it down. And it's able to do this because of what makes it different, and that's context. You see, context is what gives language meaning and understanding, and we all speak a language, right? Now our AI speaks that same language, but there's another piece of language, like the language of our business, the language of our data, of our relationships, of our customers, our products, our employees, our permissions. And Agentforce Vibes speaks that language as well. In fact, for the first time now, our people, our AI, our business, and our ideas all speak the same language, our own. And I want to show that to you in a demo. So we're going to come over here and we're going to open up Agentforce Vibes for the first time, and we're going to vibe code together. Now, what are we going to build? We're going to build a Dreamforce command center. And we're not going to start by writing some code, and we're not going to start with a single prompt either. We're going to start with a description of what we want. So I've written all of that down. All I've done is come down and write out what I want. The Dreamforce command center is a real-time analytics dashboard, yada yada. Here's the core metrics that I want. I've even gone as far to write down kind of the basic look and feel. I've said I want a dark mode with blue accent colors, etc., etc. And what's so cool is anybody can write this down.
Anyone can vibe code.
Steps, so we're going to have our trailblazers do
Even Patrick could do it.
In Biscuit.
And
That's it. Now, how on earth could it know what I mean by the rest? Well, there's two ways it knows. One, I told it. I wrote it down in that document that we just looked at. That's where I told it all of the data that I wanted. But the second way it knows is because it understands the language of my business, and it's able to do that. Look, as you see up here, it's actually looking through my Tableau semantic model, so it knows where all of the data for those charts that I asked for are. And unlike other vibe coding solutions that kind of leave it to you to connect your data, Agentforce Vibes just does it for you. So now if we look at our preview here, we've got something pretty darn good. We can see average wait time, we can see streaming data, et cetera, et cetera. But I like this one right here, total session scans by location, but I think we can do...
This may be the first product called Vibes I've heard of. I'm thinking.
The most what?
The first product I've heard of called Vibes.
Session scans.
No, vibe coding.
Yeah, but a product, right, called Vibes. It's interesting. It's new.
What's the over-under on them changing the name within the next 9 months?
That's a good point. Well, they kept Agentforce, though, I must say.
All of the activity happening
That's some staying power.
all of our badge scans, every time we scan, this is going in.
Agentforce Vibes.
Activity right here, that's because that's literally right here. That's where we are right now. And what we can also see, though, is where there's maybe some lack of energy. And what I want to do is I want to see if I can fix that. And if there's one thing I know about Dreamforce, it's that energy tends to follow our mascots. So I want to see if I can build a flow to deploy our mascots. So we're going to do that. Build a flow to deploy our mascots to Dreamforce locations. That's it. And now you're going to see it start to do something a little bit different. It's not necessarily writing code anymore. What it's doing now is writing Salesforce metadata. This is writing all of the metadata required to make that, in this case, a screen flow work. And if you've ever built a flow, you see each one of those chunks going down, down, down. Every one of those is probably like 35 clicks inside a flow builder. So think about how much time that's saving us. But it goes a step further. It doesn't just write the flow, it actually deploys it as well. You can see here it's deployed that flow right into our org. And if I am lucky, it'll finish that up, send it over to our org, and it's actually going to give us a link as well as a button on our map. So there's our flow. We can come over here. Here's the flow that it just built out for us in its entirety. And if we come back, we can look at our app just in our browser. Here we go. It's going to load, and we can give this a shot. So scroll down. We've got our button here, which is attached to our screen.
Oh, that looks like Tableau, doesn't it?
That's, yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
Not just regular Cody, but I want to send Vibe Cody over to Moscone West to hang out with our developers. So let's go ahead and deploy him. Now Vibe Cody is on the campus somewhere.
A vibe coding mascot.
And any second now we should get a notification. Oh, there he goes. Vibe Cody away, off to hang out with our developers where you can get hands-on with Agentforce Vibes. Mark, back to you.
That's cute.
That's cute.
Snopes, how about a big hand? Agentforce Vibes, amazing, right? Because you can really see, can't you, that the AI is elevating Patrick as the developer, and the AI is elevating every aspect of the enterprise. All of us will get elevated
I don't know that Vibe Cody actually got that message from
a
the
little bit better.
Yeah.
app.
Capability. That is what is really exciting about right now. But look, we realize this is also true, that AI alone is not enough. It's not enough just to have an LLM. It needs all of these capabilities that we just saw to connect it, to give it the context, to give it the guardrails, all of those critical pieces associated with that. Doesn't that make sense? And we're going to go, Governor, great to see you, hiding in the row here. Thank you very much for being here. Robert, thank you for everything you're doing for the country. Now, let's take a look at 5 stories. 5 stories of 5 amazing companies that are doing this work. 5 examples from this audience. Let's take a look at these 5 customers. Williams-Sonoma, Pandora,
It's good brands.
Scale. Let's take a few minutes on each one and see if we can find the inspiration.
My brother actually works at Pandora.
Energy, the excitement to build our own agentic enterprises. Okay? All right, Sajana, take it away.
Thank you so much, Mark. There are as many seats in this keynote room as customers that we have using Agentforce
given us your feedback, and all of it has culminated in our latest release, the Agentforce 360 platform. And it all starts with intelligent context. You've told us that your data is complicated. You have tables, you have workflow diagrams, you have all sorts of stuff in your enterprise, and you need your agents to have all of that context available. Now you can with Agentforce 360. You also want these agents to speak. You want them available on your most available channel, which is voice. Of agents directly in your contact center. Now, I can't wait to show you this next piece of
So they're getting closer and closer to a full contact center solution. Salesforce coming at it from the CRM sales app angle.
Also told us that sometimes AI doesn't really behave the way that you want it to. You need a little bit more predictability in your business. And that's why with Agent Script, you're going to be able to have the reliability of code with each and every one of these agents. And as Mark said, we have completely reimagined the entire customer 360 as the Agentforce 360. Now, everything is agentic. So I'm going to show you how Agentforce Service also plays a critical role in Williams-Sonoma's vision. So why don't we go ahead and see this in a live demo with the folks over here at the demo desk. We got Kristen and Risha. Let's give them a hand. Now, Williams-Sonoma has the simple mission of having their customers fall in love with hosting and cooking in their home. So when they decided to deploy Agentforce, they wanted their agent to embody that same mission. Now meet Olive, the AI sous chef. And I want to call out, this agent went live on the Williams-Sonoma website just this weekend. You got to check it out after the keynote. Now,
AI
if I
sous
want
chef.
Olive's help in hosting a fall dinner party, it's as easy as asking a question. And immediately, I get recipes served up just for me. And I'm not much of a cook myself, so I need some video tutorials to help me with this recipe. And just like that, when I ask that question to the AI sous chef, it's assisting me right there, right inside of this experience. Now, I know what you're thinking. We all have thousands of ways that we like to find recipes and recipe tutorials. I get it. But pay close attention to this entire conversation. This isn't just some set of random recommendations and tutorials. This is just for me. Every single recipe, every single video is based off a product that I just purchased from Williams-Sonoma, this new Dutch oven. Now, Williams-Sonoma cares deeply about making this experience predictable for every single customer. And so I want to show you exactly how they built it using the brand new Agentforce 360 platform. So here we are inside of the brand new Agentforce Builder. Agentforce Builder has had a huge makeover since the last time you saw it. This is AI-assisted development where I have an agent here to help me build faster than ever before. Now, I want to show you why this is so critical and important. Now, you can have each and every one of your employees building agents in natural language. But there's a problem here too, because when you start building in natural language, it gets a little messy. And you might have instructions that look a little something like this. And imagine taking any new colleague in your organization through instructions that look like this. Before you do this, do that, if this, then that. It gets really confusing for a human. Imagine what it's like for an LLM. So I'm going to go ahead and use the power of this new builder to completely transform these instructions. And what we're doing behind the scenes here is we're transforming this unpredictable natural language into deterministic code. So this is Agent Script. And this is going to play a critical role in how each and every one of you build agents that you can predict.
Agent scripting language?
Now, the story doesn't stop here, because while Agent Script can help make your agents more predictable, Williams-Sonoma wanted more. They wanted each of their humans, when they have those cases escalated to them, to have all of this context available for them.
It's bringing the human back together, right?
So when I call a service
You have to make that connection, right? Because I think
they know my recent purchases.
you need the human in the loop. You need that transparency. You need to be able to explain stuff.
This is Agentforce Service. So you have Agentforce available here in the flow of work, ready to assist every single service representative. Now, everything just the tip of the iceberg. Join me in the Agent Force keynote tomorrow to see a more complete version of their agentic enterprise vision. Back to you, Mark.
Great job, Sajna. And we have one of the world's great CEOs right here, William Sonoma CEO Laura Albert. Please welcome Laura Albert. Welcome, Laura. Great to have you back at Dreamforce. Amazing what is happening on your site across all your different brands. I love William Sonoma. Every chair in my house is from Pottery Barn. I love that they all swivel. Fantastic. Laura, how is this
I'm not
changing
sure I believe that.
William Sonoma? What's your vision for how this goes forward?
Yeah, first of all, it's great to be here with all of you innovators.
Was it a well placed ad, you think, on his part?
Experience, and I've been lucky enough to be at Williams Sonoma for 30 years. But for 70 years, Williams Sonoma has been providing unparalleled customer experiences with the best products in the market and incredible stores and incredible websites. And when you guys think about Williams Sonoma, what do you think about? You start to salivate? Do you want that peppermint bark that we're serving in the stores? Do you see our beautiful trees at Pottery Barn or West Elm? I hope
I'm
so.
gonna need my pumpkin carving tools.
And your
I
pumpkin
know.
carving toes, which is coming up, but you think about that and you know how incredible our stores are. And we have great websites too, and actually we do 70% of our business online. But can you imagine if the websites give you that same warm feeling that our stores give you when you go on them? What a difference maker that will be. We've been working with Salesforce for, I think, 15 years, Mark? Believe it or not, 15 years. Building all sorts of things, some of which have taken a very long time.
I'm sorry.
However,
I apologize.
Olive, from start to finish,
Olive is the name of your agent.
30 days.
Easy.
30 days, Olive.
Congratulations. Very exciting.
Olive's alive.
30 days to get to Olive.
Yeah, 30 days. Olive is on the website as we speak. It's building every day, answering questions, decorating, gift giving, cooking, entertaining, everything you need to do for the holidays. Olive will help you with it. It's only a small beginning on one brand. We have many brands, as you know. We're looking forward to using different versions.
She brings up a
of
really
this on our
important
brands.
point, though, when we think about Agent Forces. They've been building on Salesforce for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's likely that they have the product information, the catalog,
Right.
the workflows, the
The full
flows.
context, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
there's a lot of context that Agent Force can draw from
Exactly.
and automate on top of what are already well-vetted
Indeed.
processes and,
Yeah, absolutely.
and data.
Pottery Barn, West Elm. I'll continue, but I won't. I hope you all shop us. And my gift to you is the gift of time. Because we're going to answer your questions faster because of Agent Force. We're going to get to the answer faster, and you're going to be able to go back and enjoy the holidays with your family and friends. That is my promise. And thank you, Mark, for making
Very exciting, Laura.
our dream.
Very
This
exciting.
is our dream.
Yeah.
Thank you for making it.
Laura, you've been a great partner. We couldn't be more grateful to you, your team, to all of Williams Sonoma, all the brands. Thank you for everything you're doing for
Thank you.
Salesforce. And Laura, thank you for being here. Laura's got her whole team here. And also, all the Williams Sonoma people are here.
Stand up.
Stand up, Williams Sonoma people. And
It's a great brand.
No, absolutely.
Right? It's a great brand when you talk about customer experience. And I love the idea that she's talking about that same feeling when you walk into a store,
Yeah.
where they have the samples and they have the different things to try and everything's so well laid out.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
everything. And the staff are knowledgeable and
Right,
helpful.
right.
Reflecting that in a digital brand is not an easy
No,
lift.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah. That's a good point. Reflecting that and yeah.
Because we often talk about, like, if I'm putting agents in to interact with my customers, how do they reflect that kind
brand,
of the
yeah.
brand and the tone and the
Absolutely.
vibe,
Yeah, the vibe.
for lack of a better term?
The vibe, yes.
It's a different kind of vibe. but-
Yes. You have
How
to
do I-
vibe code that agent to make sure.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's seriously,
Yeah, no,
right? It's
seriously.
a big part of it.
All right, thank you, Mark. Hello from Copenhagen. Listen,
Is she really in
Yeah.
Copenhagen? Oh, wow.
No, she's not.
That's funny.
Leah's so awesome.
She is awesome. Her energy is like unmatched.
Although I thought Sanjana did a really good job too.
Indeed.
And it starts with Agent Force Commerce. So let's go to the website. Here we are. And most times when customers are online, they feel a little alone because they don't have that
So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and purchase her her own Pandora piece. Now here, Gemma has my information and automatically knows which bracelet I'm referring to. And after just a couple of interactions, Gemma is serving up some amazing personalized recommendations. And here I can scroll through them. I can go ahead and swipe through all of these amazing recommendations. Here I see their photos, I see the product information, I see the pricing. All of this information is coming from Pandora's product catalog. Now this is amazing. And when I want to select the one, I just click on it and I can get additional information. All of that, I want you to know, I've never left the conversation. Still here. And now when I'm ready to purchase it, I don't have to reach for my wallet or my husband's wallet. I can go ahead and click, choose the size, add it right here. From recommendation to confirmation, this, my friends, is the power of Agent Force 360. Now, you know I said I wear my bracelet all the time to avoid that disappearing act.
So interesting point from Liz in the audience. 30 days for Olive to be up and running. Murmur from the aisles is it must have taken a lot of outside help.
But here's the thing I want you to know.
And I would say that goes back to two things. One, what you and I were talking about before is if you've already really well established your data, your flows, your processes in Salesforce,
Yeah.
it's not going to be that difficult to turn it on. I would say the other thing is too, we're talking about high volume e-commerce
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff as opposed to kind of those more complex
Yeah.
queries and more complex
Right.
workflows.
Absolutely.
Right. I think though too, what we're seeing, and I don't know what you're seeing, Dave, but what we're seeing with a lot of Agent Force customers is, yeah, they need help understanding how to lay out instructions, how to lay out processes. I
Yeah.
built an agent earlier this summer to help guide customers through thinking of what were the best AI use cases for their organizations in terms of value.
Yeah.
And it took a lot of understanding conversationally how to lay out that process. That is not something that you necessarily instinctively know.
Know how to do, yeah.
And I think that's things where we're seeing where services partners, whether it's folks like an Elements Cloud that's doing that logic build out for you,
Yeah.
or Coastal and some of the other guys that are
Yeah.
helping customers guide through that.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
still some hand holding.
Yeah.
And it's not that there's anything inherently wrong with a product. It's that there's a certain way of thinking, of laying out that
Yeah.
process.
So
Yet you don't necessarily instinctively know.
yeah. So there's a degree of professional services that's going to be required. Definitely.
think-
Yeah.
I mean, I think the vibe coding piece will help to a certain extent, but I think still we're hearing customers, particularly when we talk about voice,
Yeah.
there's a certain way you have to think about kind of
Yeah. And even the,
laying
the,
that
the
out.
description he wrote out for the vibe coding stuff, like to even think that way is a skill.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
Sanjana said, right? It would be confusing for an agent to do like first do this, then do this, then
Right.
do this. You got to be able to think about how to do that to be
Yeah.
effective.
Exactly.
Commerce and marketing, I think all your customer touch points on Salesforce and now Agentforce. Give us a vision for the future of retail and this incredible experience in the mall. Tell us, where is this going? You're the absolute expert in this area. It's what is 6,000 stores now?
Yeah, we're all around the world. We've got 860 million touch points each year with customers, so we've got a big old business out there. So yeah, in terms of vision, I mean, well, when you first contacted us, I think it's last November, my assistant said, yeah, Michael from Salesforce wants to talk to you about.
That's Michael over there.
Yeah. He wants to talk to you about AI, and I thought, what's missing in my life is tech companies pitching AI to me. So
I apologize.
that's all right. One thing led to another.
Is Mark going to apologize to every customer?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You hear that? Yeah.
So my boss said,
Although with that accent, he could cuss me out, and I'll be like, yeah, keep going. And then love the accent.
and it worked straight out of the box. That's what really blew me away in terms of okay, there's a lot of snake oil out there. This worked straight away. We got the service piece working first, learn as we go, building the team, working together on that. But for us, it's about selling because, as you mentioned before, our business is about the magic in the store. It's about that conversation. It can be an hour-long conversation. It's my daughter's 16th birthday. She loves dolphins. There's a lot of emotion, a lot of connection. We're storytellers, and bringing that to life, we think, in
Ooh.
I reserved one for myself. Very good. Thank you. We're so grateful to you for coming, David. All the way from Copenhagen, Denmark.
Thank you very much.
Please thank and welcome David. All right. So we talked about Williams Sonoma. Well, Laura, amazing. We talked about Pandora, David, amazing. Now let's go to another company that we all know, PepsiCo. So Marianne,
You know, I would say the other thing that's interesting thing here is you look at the brands that they're bringing up. Unlike some of these shows in the
Yeah.
past, these are all very accessible brands.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
These are ones where most of us are likely to have interacted with at least one or two of them in
Exactly.
some fashion. Right?
That's a good point. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, because Gucci's interesting, right? But that's not an experience that everyone can necessarily
Exactly.
relate
But Williams
to.
Sonoma, Pandora, we're all listening to,
And let's jump right into this demo to see how we are elevating marketing, sales,
I mean,
and field
I'm more of a Coke
service.
person than a Pepsi person
me,
myself, but
me as well. Diet Coke, in fact. But
Now prospective retailers can get all of the help that they need right here. They have instant two-way conversations, and this is game-changing. Why? They have one destination for case resolution, marketing information, and connecting to a seller. But this prospect, they're just looking around. They haven't bought anything. Well, every seller knows, gotta close that deal. Let's send Agent Force this way. Look at this email. This is not a template. This is a personalized message, including all of the best-selling products near this specific store.
it's always so funny how they all sort of copy Mark's style and walking through the aisles like
That this prospect
the flow of show. They all do it.
Agent Force for Sales has turned every single nurtured lead into a meeting-ready opportunity. This is how PepsiCo ensures that no lead is left behind. That's awesome. But for all my sellers in the room, I know what you're thinking. Wah wah, only half of the work is done. Because for you,
Yeah, and these brands are all, yeah, like you meant, they're all CX focused brands. Like, completely.
got you covered. I am the head of product for Agent Force Sales, and my mission is to solve that. So let's jump right into Slack. This is your new agentic home, and here you have everything that you need. We've embedded Tableau analytics because you told me you wanted to quickly be able to spot risks.
So Slide becomes that collaborative hub for all the agentic workflows.
And everything that you bring to the conversation is there. We got action items. So let's go prep for that meeting that Agent Force scheduled for me. What I love is that all of the information that you need is right here. Agent Force is surfacing critical insights, signals, meeting recaps. Everything you need is right here. And this is how we are reimagining sales today. Alrighty, now we're going to pivot and go to the backbone of operations, field service. Now let's jump in and think about those technicians on the job. They are the heroes fixing everything in our worlds. And what I love is that the field service mobile application is their assistant that gives them all of the help that they need.
Get some water here.
yeah.
Spending hours prepping for a job, they get everything that they need right here in the pre-work brief. It's a crisp, powerful summary giving them everything that they need to get started. But what if they have a problem? Something comes up in the field. Well, we got you covered because now you have proactive service built right in. Agent Force is your instant expert. And reps and technicians can even go into the mobile application and upload a photo of exactly the part that they need help with to get instant help. And when the job is done, the post-work summary has everything that they need. It's autonomously filled out, but small favor, I absolutely need you to look at the bottom of the screen because we have now turned a technician into a seller. Agent Force is upgrading every single technician and
Oh, wow,
connecting
that's cool.
sales and service. You just saw how PepsiCo is elevating every single employee, and join me tomorrow at the Sales Cloud keynote at 2 p.m. and you can learn more. Thank you. Back to you, Mark.
all right. Great job. Here's one of my favorite people in the whole world right here, Athena, the Chief Strategy and Transformation Officer of PepsiCo. Welcome, Athena.
Thank you.
Huge hand for Athena, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all the great partnership for the past 10 years.
Athena
We want every employee not to be comfortable. We want every employee to do what is possible and reach the full potential. So that's why we have been working with you on the whole gamma and spectrum of
While you were gone, they showed something where the
marketing,
tech went in to
marketing
fix the
cloud,
refrigerator,
sales,
Oh.
and he
service,
took a picture
field,
showing that it was
and of
finished.
course, as
And
we
Agent
know very
Force came
well,
back and said,
and now with your
it
news
looked
and
like they
solutions
need a refill
connected
on
to our
Gatorade, and
systems
you have
from
another
Slack,
case on the truck.
and
Do you want to
maybe
top
even
them
some
off now?
Ah, field service.
So field service turning into
Yeah.
like a cross sell, upsell
Interesting.
opportunity based on
that's right.
image recognition
Mm-hmm.
and availability, inventory availability of what was on the text truck.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting.
So they're coming after service now.
Yeah.
Connecting all our processes, the way we think of the business and strategize the business, the way we do innovation, commercialization, execution, and making sure that every employee in the company has a sales and growth mindset. We are all about profitable growth. You are an amazing partner. I know you keep pushing the boundaries of how we think and what we do. I get a lot of text from Mark every single week. Oh, have you thought of that? Have you tried that? You have been an amazing partner. Yes, we are grateful to be.
He didn't apologize. That's the first customer he didn't apologize to.
Thank you.
Please welcome and thank Athena.
Because she gave a lot of kudos, so he was like,
All right, well, here we go. I mean, we're really looking at an amazing, we're really looking at, oh my God, you almost ran me over. Listen, we're really looking at an amazing moment here with the agentic enterprise. I mean, it's an incredible moment. And I'll tell you, I'm so happy that everybody is here to be able to see this and see the vision. David Kirk is here.
grabbing the Pepsi's a nice touch, by the way.
Product placement.
Nice
Again,
touch. Oh,
Great job. Changed the
all he
world.
needs is a Pandora
yeah,
bracelet. And he's 3
exactly.
for 3.
Well positioned product placement, indeed.
Oh, he said he was getting the charm, right?
He did say he's going to trump, indeed.
So he's 3 for 3.
Okay, I get that in. All right, now. Okay, now we really have a great, great story. Just an awesome company. Anyone here ever send anything through Federal Express? Raise your hand. Okay, a few customers here. All right, Shivani, take it away. Hit it hard.
Thanks, Mark.
Go get him. Please welcome Shivani.
Thank you, Mark. Introducing Data 360, the next generation of data cloud, taking raw data, converting into context for your AI agents. And introducing Agentforce IT Service, instant AI-powered support for all of your colleagues. Now, FedEx
I met her at the Agent Force event early in the year, yeah. She's pretty cool. She's super brilliant.
But with that, they had a new challenge. Suddenly, all of these customers had many questions, making FedEx sellers like me really busy. Questions would come in all the time, and I would engage Salesforce. I jump into Slack, and I ask, look at this question coming in right now. I jump into Slack, that's where I start my day as a FedEx seller. And I ask my sales agent, what's the best way, best service to ship a 50-pound apparel box from Austin to Berlin? The customer's asking me this question. Now, Agentforce delivers a response, but it's not a very helpful response. Instead of giving me what the answer is, Agentforce is instead pointing me to the PDF where the answer resides. Well, why is that? Well, it's because when that PDF was uploaded, it was broken out into chunks. Those chunks were arbitrarily broken out by maybe page number or by character numbers, character limits. It wasn't intellectually and intelligently broken out to know that the answer to the question that the customer was asking me was across a table, a chart, and a paragraph. But now we want to fix that because for our FedEx sellers, we just want to give them the answer. Now, with Data 360 Intelligent Context, we can. And we're going to have Miles, our demo driver here, who's also going to be our FedEx Data 360 administrator. He's now going to upload this document, that 200-page PDF, and with intelligent context, now it's intelligently parsed out, recognizing that the answer resides across multiple pages. Okay, Miles, looks like we've got this uploaded. Let's do a quick test. Before we put it into production, we're going to ask Agentforce that question again. What's the best service to ship a 50-pound apparel box from Austin to Berlin? This time, Agentforce is providing a correct answer. It's accurate, it's complete. Hang on, Miles, scroll back. But it's showing internal FedEx employee contact details and I don't want to accidentally pass that on
Well
to the
done.
customer. But now, with Data 360 governance, all of the policies that you have within your organization, they apply both to structured and unstructured data. In this case, we're going to create a new policy to mask that information. Now, typically, Miles would be typing away, but with Agentforce embedded within Data 360, all he has to do is use natural language to describe the policy he wants to create. Policy's created. Miles, are we looking good? Let's put it in production. As a seller, I jump right back into Slack and I ask Agentforce that question one more time. What's the best way to ship a 50-pound apparel box from Austin to Berlin? This time, Agentforce gives us the response. It's accurate, it's complete, and it's appropriate. It's not exposing those details that I didn't want to pass on to the customer. This is exactly what we needed.
Again, interesting how Slack is that conversational hub
Employee for about
that's
4
connecting
years.
all the different pieces.
That dreaded thing happens. I need to refresh my laptop. You've been there. You've experienced it. That laptop arrives. You open it up and you hope and you pray.
So it's interesting, the Agentforce IT service thing, because there've been a lot of customers that have been using some form of that for a long, some
Yeah.
form of Salesforce for a long time. Cases, workflows, Slack to
Right.
manage kind of ITSM requests.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
packaging it up in a meaningful
Yeah.
way. And it's funny, I was talking to Muda about it last week, and he was like, "This is not about going after
Service-
Greenfield
Yeah, yeah.
or ServiceNow. It's not
Yeah.
a, I mean, it is, but they're really saying, let's go after existing Salesforce customers
Yeah, yeah.
or existing Slack customers
Yeah.
that need the sort of case and infrastructure around ITSM to start to be able to manage some of this stuff.
Yeah, because the
And-
conversations are happening in Slack.
and use the same platform,
yeah.
right? Be able to rationalize from a platform perspective, being able to deal with this. And what I said is, this is really about, most ITSM applications have been ITSM built and focused, right? Not
Yeah.
end user built and focused.
Exactly.
So how do we bring, I think Salesforce could do an even better job of talking about
That's
sort
their
of like
advantage. Yeah.
customer experience
That's their advantage. No, absolutely.
expertise that they bring
Yeah.
to, because ultimately ITSM, I'm doing tons of stuff with automation, but I'm also doing tons of things where I'm asking text to interact with end users, right? So
Yeah,
how do
yeah.
I elevate
Bring that together.
experience for
Yeah,
both sides?
absolutely. Yeah, you're right. And the Slack piece of it, that's just almost that connective tissue in a sense.
Back he goes to Agentforce, says, hey, roll back that software upgrade.
She dancing?
Takes care of it.
I love it.
And Agentforce sends a message to all of the impacted employees saying the issue has been resolved. Now, I get it. Some of you, few of you in here may be Teams users. Well, now, that same
Few of you.
She almost said like it was a bad word.
within Slack now surfaces in Teams. And that's because while Salesforce is a deeply unified platform, it's also an open and extensible architecture so that it adapts to what you have. This is how FedEx is becoming an agentic enterprise. Thank you.
Shabani, great job. How about a huge hand for Shabani? Great job. Showing the vision for FedEx. Richard Smith is here, the Chief Operating Officer of Federal Express. Great to have you, Richard. We are thrilled to have you all the way here. And just, that's a real example. We were just talking, that part of our system you were using Data 360, and all of a sudden we had built the system so that we could see your customers who were looking for international opportunities, but who were only domestic customers. And then we started to hook in the Sales Cloud and we just called that customer right then and there and say, how can we help you? Richard, it's been an unbelievable partnership with you and your company. Also, we want to give a huge amount of gratitude to your father. He was truly so inspiring to me personally, and I know to the whole world. Just tell us right now, what is your vision for the future of Federal Express?
Well, as you can imagine, these days we're getting a lot more of those questions about international shipping and tariffs in this environment.
Oh wow, no kidding, yeah.
He went there.
You understand this, certainly. Our friend Jim Cramer understands it very well. But you have to understand what FedEx truly is. FedEx owns one of the richest logistics
FedEx becoming an agentic enterprise. Are we going to hear that a lot more, you think, from brands?
For yourself and what your own agentic enterprise could be. There's this amazing company now. We want to tell you this story of a great company started by the founder sitting right here. But first of all, let's go and listen to Simon. Please welcome him and the story of Dell. Simon?
Thank you very much, Mark. Great to be here. And I'm here really to share with you the story of how Dell is transforming its supply chain with AI. Now, in the back office, there is a lot of software, but there are also a lot of people. A lot of people emailing, gathering information, writing spreadsheets, running after approvals, basically doing a lot of work that nobody likes doing, donkey work. Well, with Agent Force supply chain powered by Regrello, Dell is supercharging their supply chain. And now they have over 19,000 users on Agent Force supply chain, automating thousands of processes across over 90 processes. So let's just jump into that technology itself. And to start off, I'm going to show you a handwritten diagram.
So field service, like you mentioned, supply chain,
Onboarding process.
getting after a lot of core processes.
Hand it over to Marisha here. We're going to upload it, and we're going to show you how you can build any process with Agent Force supply chain. All you do is you take any documentation that describes your process. It could be structured data, unstructured data, a Word document, a PDF, or a diagram like the chicken scratch I just shared, and we can upload it. We click generate, and what's going to happen is we're going to build this in minutes. And what we're doing is we're creating a blueprint. We're generating the forms, we're generating the data model, we're generating the security architecture behind it, the governance, and we're going beyond that. All the tools that you would expect from Salesforce, well, we're going beyond that as well. We're also going to create tools that will enable you to integrate it into your ERP.
Good use of Tableau here.
Mm-hmm.
But this, ladies and gentlemen, is how Dell and companies like it are supercharging their supply chain operations with Agentforce supply.
All right, well, great job, Simon. How about a huge hand for Simon? Great job, amazing. And look, Michael Delzer. Michael, stand up. Now, Michael, thank you. That was a quick stand up. Very good. Michael, um, you need to give us some mentoring here. You know, you and I talk all the time. Obviously, you've mentored me through the whole life cycle of Salesforce. Thank you for that. But now I'm watching you.
Right back at you.
Right, thank you very much. Michael, you are transforming Dell, and you're doing more work than any other CEO that I have ever seen. I've talked to depth to your entire management team. I had dinner, as you know, with Doug Schmidt just last week. Incredible what you're doing. Just give us all some good, solid mentoring advice on what it's going to take for all of us to become these agentic AI enterprises. You are on the pole position. You know, what we found this product, Regrello, and got inspired to build Agentforce supply chain at Dell because we've been studying you. You got to help us. You got to give us, you're so far ahead of everybody. What do we need to do to become an agentic enterprise?
Well, thank you, Mark. It's wonderful to be here. Fantastic event. Congratulations. You know, I think there are a couple of keys to this. I think, first of all, it's really important to understand what the major processes are
There
inside
it is.
a
Hey,
company.
Brent.
You know, it's tempting to sort of say, oh, let's go do an AI project. Let's go do an agentic project. We like to start with the things that really move the needle. And there's so much opportunity here
So
for
notice the
little
tagline:
things.
every one of these
And
brands is an agentic enterprise.
we sort of
Brent
look
is
at
an
the
agentic
process of
enterprise.
No, everyone the brands is now. See,
simplifying the
Dell is an agentic
process,
enterprise. Everyone, yeah,
standardizing it,
that's the tagline.
reimagining it, and then applying the technology. And that's what we've done in supply chain. You know, 19,000 users, incredible automation of the workflow and the processes, ultimately to give more time back to those people that are doing things that are super valuable to us as a company. And that's essentially what we're doing. And you know, the supply chain example is a great one. You know, we deliver as a company tens of millions of mission critical products, you know, every year. So our supply chain is absolutely essential to what we do, including, you know, that's not exactly mission critical, but like the Power Max, you know, storage arrays and Power Edge and
I couldn't carry
Power
three of them,
Scale.
but I'd be,
Yeah, those are a little bigger. Thank you, Mark, for using those throughout
run our company
your
on Dell.
customer 360
We're
and
delighted.
60 plus data centers, I understand, around the world. We greatly appreciate that. And Salesforce has been an incredible partner for us across, you know, our entire business.
Okay. Now, Michael, let's take it just one step further. I've talked to Doug. I talked to Billy Scannell. Okay. I've talked to all your executives, and they all say the same thing. They say the key to becoming an agentic enterprise is that Michael Dell, day in and day out, is like leading the charge personally, driving the AI transformation. Where are you finding the inspiration to do this? I mean, it's pretty awesome. You're about to have your 61st birthday. Congratulations. You know, here you've been doing
Right
this
back
for.
at you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're 6 months apart. I'm 6 months older than
He's
Mike.
my older brother here.
Okay, Michael, here you've been doing this for decades. Now you're more charged, more excited, more motivated, more inspired than ever. Where does it come from? What do you see for the future of your company with this technology?
Well, look, I think we all woke up, you know, around November of 22 and saw these incredible models. And it really created an opportunity to unlock the power of all the dark data that exists in the world. And, you know, Dell is the largest company in data storage. We are larger than number two and number three, number four, all combined together. Also the largest in servers. And so this was a real moment to say, what is the trajectory of this change in the industry? And I saw it as sort
These
of
are all
living
big
through a
brands,
hockey
right?
stick
They're bringing it out.
trajectory,
Wonder what I mean. How do you get like a
machines that are keep
service
forming,
for like a
right?
mid-sized
And
enterprise?
that
You
is
know,
a
who has
massive change.
arguably a lot of data as
We're
well too,
experiencing
right?
that. And so
How did they get on
I
board?
thought about this
going agentic because they're going to need professional services. And
And
some
they
should
may
fashion.
not have the kind of workflows and
Yeah,
data expertise that some of these bigger folks
exactly.
have.
Yeah.
I literally told our team, we're going to have a new competitor, and they're going to be better than us, faster than us, in every business that we're in, lower cost. And the only way we're going to prevent that is we're going to become that company. And that's what we're doing. We've totally reset the business, reimagined the business. And I think all companies will have to do that from a competitive standpoint. But not many are
They need more of the fever that you have.
I don't see as many yet kind of at that
You
stage,
have the
but I think
fever.
it's coming.
Right. Yeah, you've got the fever like Indiana does. All right, Michael, thank you very much. Great
Thank
to
you so
have
much,
you.
Mark.
Everyone wants to talk to you.
That's
Go to
pretty bad.
Please, please, please thank Michael Dell. We love you, Michael. All right. Well, you can see we are. Michael, thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Michael, we are on the
I
march
love
to
the
calling
roaming camera angle.
this agentic enterprise. We're going to give you here at the show this incredible new platform, this Agentforce 360 platform. And we've done our best to tell you 5 stories to help you walk the wheel here to show you all the different characteristics. But we didn't even touch it. We could not have gone into depth. There is so much here. That is why there are 1,500 sessions here, and we expect you to go to each and every one of them. Okay, now let's start thinking about how are we going to get this done? How are we going to deliver Agent Force into our companies? How do we accelerate this time to value for every industry? How do we get the fever like Michael Dell has? How do we go faster? How do we maximize our impact? How do we gain more trust in our organization? And how do we circle in, as you've already seen in the demo, all of our ecosystems into this equation? This is very critical because we all realize you have lots of vendors in your company, more than just Salesforce. And to help us to understand the huge change management that we are going to need to get through, I just wanted to get a little bit of insight, a little bit of wisdom to the person who I go to say, I need to change my company right now. Please welcome Julie Sweet, the CEO of Accenture. Julie, great to have you.
Thank you. Great to be here. Really exciting.
Really great to have you. So, Julie, what are you telling your clients? How do we do this? You are also like Michael. You're transforming Accenture. You're using Agent Force internally, but what are you telling your customers? Like this one right here.
I think I've told him he could use a little wardrobe upgrade. But
I
other
love
than that,
the color selection.
See the robot.
kind of matching, right? But a little designer might be better. But look, let's start where Michael just talked about reimagining. We call it reinvention. Right? The first thing you have to do is to say, I've got to reinvent everything. And it's a simple test. Every day I look at how we're operating as a company. And if I don't see myself saying, here's how we used to do it, and here's how we're gonna do it, and there isn't a big
Me.
delta, a big
Got the blueprint.
difference, then I know I'm not serving my clients, my employees enough. And that's a test for all of us. It's not just a small thing, it's about reinventing. And that's what we saw today, right? These 5 examples are not small point solutions. They're operating the company differently. They're bringing customers something different.
Well, Julie, you've been giving me so much advice to our clients. I know everyone is going to want to talk to you here. And I'll tell you, I just want to thank you so much for being here and for everything that you're doing for our entire community.
Well, thank you so much, Mark.
Thank you very much. Julie Sweet, everybody. Now, listen, we know that pricing is also more important than ever as we deploy these technologies. We had one pricing model a year ago. We now have different pricing models. We've eventually just created incredibly flexible models. We realize there's going to be a lot of different ways to deploy this technology. We might have to write you highly custom agreements. So we've introduced this brand new agentic enterprise license agreement, giving you unlimited agent force into your company, unlimited data cloud in your company, or you might want to have an action-based model. You might want to have a flex credit model. It's clear. One pricing model is not right for every company in the era of the agentic enterprise. So we've had to radically shift our pricing, and we want to thank you for the advice that you've given us. We're going to have an amazing It's going to be awesome. We couldn't be more grateful to have all of you here.
My daughter likes Benson Boone.
Welcome to Dreamforce 2025.
Is that it?
Yeah. Awesome. You can take this one off.
Wow.
So what we think?
So I think a couple of things.
That's all that bad. So what we think?
I mean, certainly some very accessible brands and some great stories and examples of customers that are actually
Yeah.
doing.
Team operates with 24/7
I'm gonna kill this.
Yeah.
That's what I need to do. Accessible brands, interesting stories about folks that are actually in production doing things.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
which is super important. I think you're right to the point about professional services and what folks, just given my own experience with Agentforce and building agents, folks are going to need some help. And it's not because there's anything inherently wrong with the product, but because it's a different way of thinking.
It's a different way of thinking.
It's a different way of laying things out.
Yeah, I mean, how do you prompt the stuff? Even the vibe coding session with the description, like thinking that way is a skill, and so you have to how to train people to even think that way. Yeah.
I would say two other things. Agentforce 360, customers are going to need to understand what that is so they can explain to their counterparts what that is and explain why that is a better approach than, like the gentleman from Pandora said, the thousands of other AI pitches they're getting.
Yeah.
But I think too, for Salesforce
Is
customers,
Brent?
Brent,
No, it's going to jump on like that.
for Salesforce customers that are not ready for Agentforce yet, for whatever reason, there was nothing in the keynote for them today.
Yeah.
And I think that we understand the need to move to Agentforce and how important it is and how valuable it is and all of those things.
There's
But
Paul.
hey, Paul.
Hey guys.
But I think for existing customers who, for whatever reason, aren't there yet,
Yeah, so there's a gap, this skills gap one, and there's
maybe we'll see that in I think we will see that in the individual cloud keynotes. But I would have loved to see Mark talk about, like, if you're not there yet today,
yeah.
here are some things that you can do to get more value out of the Salesforce that you do have.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? Because I think he risks having some of those customers feel left behind if they're not on the Agentforce bandwagon yet.
Yeah. We're talking about that. There's a little bit of a skills gap, I think, in terms of what they were presenting today and what customers actually know how to do.
We're just catching up and listening. Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I'm getting the same echo.
You gonna echo?
Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yep. Strong for both of us, not you.
We'll let you go. We're just checking in. It looks like it's over anyway.
Yeah. Just end it.
wrapped.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Just want to say hi. We will see you.
Hi.
Awesome.
Bye.
See you soon.
I think the vision looks a little blurred, right? Let me go fix that real quick. Keep talking.
Anything else we want to talk about? No, I mean, I thought
Yeah,
I thought there was great energy. I think a lot of great customer stories. You're absolutely right about them all being large organizations, right? I will say that I've spoken with a lot of smaller organizations that have had a lot of success with Agentforce, and I think they've done that.
Small organizations.
Small organizations. yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I've spoken with quite a few that have had success, that are in production with Agentforce, not for super complex things, but what they have had is experience with flows, some help either from a professional services perspective or some internal folks who really got their hands dirty and learned the stuff. And I think we'll see more and more customers start to get to that point.
Yeah.
But again, I think there's got to be a story for Salesforce customers who, for whatever reason, aren't quite there yet. I think the other thing too is the number of customers that are going to have to really take a careful look at their orgs, their processes, and their data. And we very much focus on the data issue, but the process issue is just as important. And particularly for small organizations that may have had different devs and admins sort of tinker with their orgs over time, or may have multiple orgs.
Right.
They may have conflicting flows, different workflows in the system than what's actually how the work is being done today.
Yeah.
And for those customers, they're really going to have to take a step back and say, I cannot just use Agentforce. If I just use Agentforce to automate the flow that I already have, I'm not going to get the outcome that I want.
Exactly. Yeah.
The good news is it's pretty easy to figure that out because if I use Agentforce to automate what I already have, it's going to expose very quickly where my holes are.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, and so many organizations, they have, CRM systems that, forgotten about, so all these data graveyards within, and even mid-sized organizations, right? They have all these data graveyards. So like, how do we, they had some nice workflows there with Tableau, but like, how many organizations even have a Tableau? They're running on Excel still. And so how do you sort of, to your point, bring those organizations up to speed? First of all, just on the data aggregation and cleansing part of it first.
Although I do think, what were they calling it? The data intelligence?
Yeah.
Some of that, seeing how they were able to take that data and upload it and have it automatically, not just chunk it in a way that made it suggestible Agentforce, but be able to mask certain elements at a category level that they didn't want to see. I thought that was great. I think the supply chain stuff is super interesting.
I mean, they're adding 8 adjacencies like IT field service, ITSM, supply chain. They're adding all the adjacencies, which makes sense because if you think about a commerce workflow, right, from sales, CRM, marketing, it all fits.
Well, I mean, and the field service, obviously, they've had for a while, but the Pepsi example, really compelling, right? Not only can I send the tech out to fix a fridge, but I take an image and tell them, leave off a case of Gatorade and do a little upsell while you're there. Like, I haven't seen anybody else talking about those kind of AI, you're talking going back to inventory data, going back to images, going back to a whole bunch of different pieces of intelligence and pulling that together. Now, I think it'll be interesting. I don't know how much of that is in production today at Pepsi, but at least we're seeing the vision for how you can do more than just with CRM data.
Right, exactly.
Which I think is going to be a really important part for Salesforce moving forward as it differentiates against the ServiceNows and the SAPs and the Oracles.
Yeah, because they have the customer interaction data, which is key, especially for the brands that they presented today who are super CX focused.
Right.
They have the customer interaction data. And all the Slack conversations. They have the conversation hub, the customer interaction data. That's going to be key. That's a big advantage for them.
Yeah, and I think we'll hear more, certainly from a Slack perspective, about what they're doing with Slack and sort of bringing the Slack AI conversation together.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that we have to hear more about, and again, we had a short keynote this morning, but the sort of monitoring and observability stuff. Because people are scared to turn on AI agents and let them run.
And let them go wild,
Right? There's this perception that it could go wild. And that means I can't just test it once and make sure that it's okay. Like, I've got to feel like I've got a kill switch somewhere.
Active monitoring.
Or an automated kill switch that says, hey, Dave, Biscuit, your AI agent, seems to be giving out a lot of free stuff. Should we hold them off? Should we shut them down for a minute until you have a chance to look at it? I think it's that kind of stuff. That's really, really interesting area that's got to be automated.
There's a whole,
Salesforce
is there agent to manage
has got
agents?
It with the conversational intelligence and with the, what do they call it? The customer service intelligence, customer interaction intelligence. I can't remember the latest thing. They've got all of that there, but helping customers understand is going to really reduce the FOMO kind of fear of messing up factor.
Yeah, because there's a whole to your point, there's a complex workflow. You have all these agents. You're going to need to have agents to manage agents, not just human managing agents, but agents that manage agents, and the human managing that agent, right? So there's a complex workflow of observability, explainability, and transparency that needs to happen.
Right.
Excellent. Awesome. We good?
I think we're good.
Guys, thanks for joining. This has been awesome. I think this is our first live in-person watch party, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
IRL, real live.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Guys, bye-bye. Awesome, did it end? There we go. Did not end. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There you go.